We're live. Yep. And it's time to talk about some strange new ships.
Yeah. Spaceships, Doctor. Yes, good to see. Because, you know, we like spaceships. Who'd have thunk it?
Starships.
Yeah.
I hate when they say the United Spaceship
Mm.
in TOS. It just annoys me. There's the odd time where they say United Starship, which sounds way better. So, Starship versus Spaceship. Spaceship sounds like something out of like Buck Rogers. Starship sounds more formal. Sorry.
No, it's evolution, right? Evolution, and once we found out how the future is, then you retcon it back in. Yeah. But yeah, strange new worlds. Not quite as many ships as characters, because there's actually a lot of characters. But I mean, I was not shy on ships. Although I think fair to say, Stuart, before I start showing, there's definitely more like TOS. There's the hero couple and everything else.
Yes.
And a couple of villains, but that's TOS, right? And somewhat TNG. So you know what? No complaints. Just keep that in mind.
Yes.
So yeah, tell people how they can support and get the thing in. I will start sharing.
Well, as you guys know, you hit the like button. That supports us immensely. Or, you know, super chat in with your favorite ship from Strange New Worlds, and we'll talk about it and rank it. That's what this is all about. And yeah, do the things. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content. If you want to help us on a monthly basis, there's a join option down there on YouTube. Click that join button or head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. You guys know this routine already, hopefully. If you're new here, maybe you don't. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button. It's the best way to help us out. It's free, it's easy, helps the analytics. It's all good. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. There are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store and some really cool merchandise down there. Not just Trekyards related, a whole bunch of other stuff. Plus, you can get some really cool Star Trek stuff as well. So, check it out. Click the links. Go do the thing. And yeah, share this around with anybody you think will like it, love it, whatever. And yeah, we're excited to bring you this and hang out with you guys. So, yes, Devo, you should duck behind the sandbags. Yeah, we only got 2 seasons, but quite a few interesting ships to look at, and it should be a fun hangout time and discussion. Up front, internet's still an issue, so it might kick out. There's a repair thing in for it, but just so you guys know, if I disappear again, I apologize.
All right. It's funny, I got always all the social medias when I do the sharing, and I was reminded that I last night at 3 a.m. I was shown an ad for a Kit Bash 3D. They make assets, and you buy them as packs. And I used to get one free with my render license every month. And they just did a London pack. And I commented on the post. It's on a deal. It was always on sale first week it comes out. Another post on saying it's easier to buy, download, and render a CGI version of London Street than to go film in London 40 minutes away. So I got the pack. I have more control.
I thought you were going to comment saying, this isn't London. I've been to London.
Well, funny enough, it says subway station. I was like, well, we don't have that. We have underground. That's trademarked, so they can't use it.
Oh.
But actually, been pretty good. So, land a shuttle in a London street or something. I mean, got loads of conversion work to do, of course, but, I just found that kind of amusing. So now I've got some London streets.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway.
All right.
Hi, Stu. Now, this does include shuttles and stations. Just so.
Yes, the whole gambit of spacefaring things.
And would we consider the Strange New Worlds Discovery tie-in short Trouble with Edward? Because it has got the Enterprise?
Yes, I would say so, yeah.
I would say so, yes, as well. Cool. All right, Where are we going first in this glorious thing?
First one is from Dan Ben,
Of course it is.
£2, and it's his 17th third super chat. So thank you.
Gosh, if it said 17th, that'd be great. 17th third super chat. We are trolling you. Oh, you.
He says Klingon D7 Battle Cruiser Season 2 Episode 1.
Yes, guys. If you want to put which episode, that will speed it up a bit as well. Thank you.
It'll be immensely helpful. Yes.
Should be a shot there, Stuart.
There should already be a shot there of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's way down there. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Now, this is the redesigned one that they did for Discovery. I don't think there's any changes to this. This is... What's the designer's name again?
Ryan Denning, who we met.
Yes, yeah.
Great guy.
This was...
Great guy.
Yeah. And a great ship design. It takes the classic D7 look. It looks more Katinga-ish, but that's fine. And yeah, the nacelles are an interesting shape that I'm not the biggest fan of personally, but it definitely has the look of a D7, and I think it's great, honestly. The windows along the boom section are odd, but I don't have an issue with them, honestly. So...
and Devereaux says, D7, you mean Katinga, don't you? No. Katingas aren't made for years later.
That's why he ducked behind the sandbags.
Not the same shit.
I already gave him shit for that. Don't worry.
Now, so straight question. It is the same asset in both shows, right? We see it in Discovery as a hologram, and then triumphantly appear at the end in a giant fleet going pew pew pew, and then Discovery's push future. It's Strange Worlds. It's in the first episode of the season, and I believe that's it. Season 2. Kind of warps in, does a little bit. Not a lot, but this is the beauty. Which show do you prefer it in? Gut reaction. It's not in much of either, but it's the same asset, but they're approached differently. What do you say?
Yeah, it's a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
This show, because this show's better, but at the same time, when it showed up in Discovery with the hologram, we did a live on that instantly and got like 600 people in here. And that was a whole thing. So it was really good that they were kind of course correcting and steering towards proper ship designs. So
it does help, doesn't it?
Yeah, and to see it turn up at the end of the season again was a nice thing to see. Like, yes, they're doing the thing they should be doing. Should have been doing from the get-go. But honestly, yeah, Strange New Worlds is a better show, so I'm going to say Strange New Worlds. It's an odd question.
Well, because it is the same thing, but it's like saying, is Enterprise D nicer in Generations, Picard, or TNG? All are handled differently, right? So it's a question that does have some merit. I think I would agree that Strange Worlds is slightly better. I just like the lighting. It's more Trek. It's more classic. It's just a bit flatter, but it works well, and I certainly liked seeing it. Yeah, I mean, good design, good shape. It needs to be in it more. I mean, they certainly they sold us on it in Discovery. Yeah. Certainly, I'd like to see Ryan do a refit. So, they'll say, oh, the new D7 Mark II, and then the cells are one step closer. Because if that's all I need to change, make them a step closer, and I'd be I'd make the neck slightly shorter, because it's a very, very long neck, which is weird, because that's one of its problem points.
Yeah.
Obviously, it benefits from being a hero asset from Discovery, plopped in Strange Worlds, so the model's better than all these things. The bridge is terrible, if we include the one from the other, but I think we've got a super chat for that coming up. This is a hard one because it's sort of barely in it, but it's nothing to complain about. But it doesn't inspire me in Stranger Worlds, but I'm not sure what does. So I feel like I want to say an A, because it's one of the best of Stranger Worlds, but I don't know what's going to be S yet, if that makes sense. So I don't try and preload these with what we think we're going to do. So I don't know what's going to be S, and I'm interested to see what I'm going to think.
Yeah, for this one personally, I was thinking A, just because of the nacelles. And I had another reason, but I completely lost it.
It's barely in it.
But yeah,
right?
I didn't want to... Oh, that's the other thing. Yes, they need to use it more.
Yeah.
Because that would be great to see even just 3 of them, like, beginning of the motion picture. Something like that.
Well, they spent, I hope so, a lot of money on the costumes and prosthetics. It feels as if they're absolutely raring to come back. They've got the ship, got the costumes. No, I'm excited to see them... coming back.
All right.
Great. Super.
Thanks for asking. Olivia Julius, $5. The starship that number one has in season 1, episode 1 for First Contact.
They're not Saladin.
Yes, yes. I forget the name of the class, actually.
Sombra? Sombra?
No, that was the Enterprise-looking one. Sombra class, and it was the USS Peregrine.
Right, that's what it was.
Yeah, this one I can't recall.
I mean, they never said a class name, did they, really?
They did. They
did?
did. Yeah. Yeah, they absolutely did.
Let me look.
So, yeah, this is a...
Well, we called it USS Archer Saladin class on our episode.
Well, yes.
If that helps.
Yeah. There is a line of dialogue where they talk about the class of ship.
I mean, they're saying Archer type, generically.
Yeah, I think Archer class. Anyway, regardless. This is a good one because it's a single nacelled ship, which a lot of people are like, the pairs rule, blah, blah, blah. This goes back to the Franz Joseph thing with the single nacelles and the 3 nacelles ships as well. This was cool to see, but I was super disappointed with it for a few reasons. The cutout in the strut, which didn't need to be there. I thought it was an odd design choice. Also, the size of the ship. It's quite small. It's got like a crew of 5 or something.
3. And
something ridiculous like that. Yeah.
I'm glad you remember that because I was reading facts and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I originally wanted to say 3, but I didn't think that was correct, so I bumped it up to 5. It's kind of a silly idea. It's just like a beefed up runabout, I guess, at that point. How big is it? Does it have dimensions on there? I don't know what you're reading about.
I mean, of course, there's nothing in the show, right? This is just what, ex Scientifica.
Yeah, so great to see a single nacelle design. Wish it would have been a Saladin class. Wish it would have been larger, more looking in line with what a Saladin should look like with, windows in the neck area that connects to the nacelle would have been cool. But still, to get this was really nice. And we see it again, I think, later in the season as well.
We noticed. Yeah, there's a
starbase.
There's a mirrored flipped Farragut, and then this. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
fits well. Oh, I should do a poll, shouldn't I?
Probably.
Yeah, you blag for a second. I'll do a poll.
Yeah, sure, blag. 25 people here. Hit that like button, guys. We have 20 likes, which is a great number, but I want to get higher. Get as high as we can. And when the poll shows up, go vote on that as well. We want to be hearing from you guys in many different ways during these lives, whether it be in the regular chat or super chats or just interacting with the polls, hitting the like button. We like hanging out with you guys, so interact, do the things. But no, it was a surprise, honestly, to see it, that they actually committed to a single nacelle ship like this based on basically a Franz Joseph design. But it's got that weird Strange New Worlds ship design aesthetic with the cutout in the saucer, or not the saucer, the strut. And we see that a few times, like even is it the Farragut that Kirk has with this really weird pylons, which don't do that. Would be great. Thanks. But yeah, so it was great to see. Nice little surprise. And yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Now, we do have a poll up, so go vote on that. Do you prefer overall the TOS Enterprise and D7 designs or Strange New Worlds Enterprise D7 designs? Nice. Yeah, cheeky bastard.
That's what I thought. Now, it would be interesting. I mean, this ship is literally I mean, right, there's the back of it, but no one saw it, right? It's not a thing you're meant to see. It's a thing that's meant to take up space. This thing is a one-shot ship, so the thought is relative to it. But it isn't, as we looked at our episode, it's not just a kit bash. Those aren't identical nacelles. So I want you to think about this, and it would have been fine if it had just been a Strange New Worlds nacelle, pylon, saucer. Right? TOS flare, it's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. But this actually is new pieces. And we recognise some, the prong, etc. But it would be very interesting to build ostensibly what this would be to have a 3 personnel crew. Because that's what gets me here.
Yeah.
It obviously a one deck saucer. Like without a doubt, that's a one deck, right? So how big is that going to be? And then it's just like mind boggling. Imagine that flying, next to runabout, just this insanely like, what I mean? It would look so weird because it's just not something we're used to. Does it make sense for them to shift the classic frame down that big? I don't know. I mean, the nacelles pretty damn small if that's the case, because the nacelles are pretty beefy normally, and it obviously would have to be scaled appropriately, and it's not big.
I think at one point in the episode we actually see like not an interior shot, but like on a monitor, they have like a yellow overlay of some of the interior details, and there's not a lot of room in the ship. So yeah, it's not big by any stretch. So I don't know. I don't think it makes sense to scale something down like that. But
well, it's just what the hell's a 3-person crew? Pilot, captain, and number one. What about the engineer, the medic? Like you can't do anything with 3 people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even like in DS9, when a lead character goes on a runabout, it's because they need to do a story. It's not. Whereas if you see a mission, a la Empire Knorr, it's like the guy who's in charge of the mission, the specialist, and then a team of 4 officers.
Yeah.
That's a mission, not just we're going to go out and do a thing, because that's what most of the time is in DS9. Really, it's in a whole team. I mean, I appreciate Super High. It's an original design. Is it great? No. Is it interesting? Some. Is it in keeping? Yes. I like the effort. That's going to be a Strange New World staple. I like the effort. I like the abandoned Discovery aesthetic, even though obviously it's some, but it's not the Discovery aesthetic.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of ambivalent a bit towards it. I don't personally feel like it hits B because it's
no.
Okay, there you go. I think a gentle C. It's a pleasant average would be my note.
No, I was thinking C as well. If it had been a full-size Saladin, might have got a little more points from me, but it doesn't make sense in the context of what the hell's going on.
And it would, or if it had, for example, some more famous TOSCN designs, a la if it had the deflector coming out of the planet, the sensor dome. If it had those some silly things that were like, oh, that's the TOS design, that also raised it for me because there's some fun, some fun additives. But I appreciate it's there, and they've got the asset, and it's a fine asset, and they can fly it around and utilize it, and that's always good.
1970 off-road. I assume it's the runabout of the day.
I guess.
Sure. I mean, you can get more use out of one of their shuttles, which can carry like 6 people.
Oh my god, yeah.
6 people at sitting stations in a shuttle, plus however many more you can fit in. The shuttle is more fucking useful than this thing. Although this is probably for longer range missions, but still.
I don't know.
That's embarrassing, actually, now that I said that.
Yeah, but it's probably 3-person crew, but lots of space for internal science, like the things you need to do the mission. Run a shuttle here is a room, and you can fill it full of people. I'm sure you could fit the ship full of more than 6 people. It's just a weird way they framed it.
Yeah. All right. Good call out, Olivia. Thank you. Matt Yarrington, $5.
Thank you, Matt.
USS Farragut. I think you both said it best already. Cap. I like it, except for the curved pylons. And Commander, it's limited by the show it's in.
Are these quotes? That does sound like us.
Those are quotes. Those are quotes from our episode, I'm pretty sure.
And Dan Ben says, TOS, do you mean the original D7 or the remastered D7? I mean, I'd class them as close enough the same thing.
Yeah.
Stylistically, they're trying to be the same thing. The classic design is what I mean.
So do we have Matt's?
Should do.
Very good. I don't see it.
I did prep the classics.
I don't see it, sir.
Farragut, which we saw in the Flash... No, not the flashback. What do you call it? The...
Is it the alternate? It's at the... Quality of Mercy or something. I forget the name of the episode.
Oh, I didn't download it.
Yeah.
Which was like, he was captain it then, although we've heard that he's just in it at other points.
Yes, Kirk's ship, more or less. Which, again, it's a play on the Reliant style, like the Miranda class ship, right? my biggest issue is the pylons, where they're placed in the saucer, as well as the curve of them just makes no goddamn sense.
Why does it make no goddamn sense, Stuart?
Wow, you're calling me out.
Well, I'm just padding
because it
some
just looks
picture.
fucking stupid. Why have curved pylons like that? It's just to make it different, I think. And I don't approve, but I don't have to. I'm not just working on the show.
No, and I found a better shot. I actually found a clean render of the 3D model,
Okay.
which is better than which is unfair in a sense because it's more than they like that.
Yeah.
More than we saw in the episode, but you know, that's okay.
Yeah.
And
the only thing it has going for it that's kind of unique is that lower bulge section on the bottom of the saucer.
You do like a bulge.
That's
especially the lower
kind of like a secondary hull, which is cool. Also, I think the pylons are too far forward. I wish they were set back more, because the ship looks good from certain angles, or adequate from certain angles. A lot of other angles just does not work for me. I do appreciate the, as you just mentioned with the other ship, having the deflector come out and down like that. That's a nice TOS touch, but yeah.
So I don't remember exactly what I said last time. I know this model's now been out for people to actually physically have. I believe this comes out or is rolling out to people now from Fan Home. I mean, it works really well in the episode. I'll say that. But I look at it here, and all my brain sees now is a Strange New Worlds saucer with Strange New Worlds nacelles, some weird pylons. Job done. So it's uncreative. Could have the roll bar. Could have done with a bit more changes. Obviously, for what, 59 years, 65 years, the Farragut's been a Connie.
Yes,
so
that's the other thing.
That in itself was disappointing. Yes, it makes it distinguishable, but it's Connie parts. I mean, you know, it's a very, very low tier kit bash, and TOS, right? So it's right. It's not a bad thing. I just wish they'd done a little bit more. That said, of course, the highlight is, of course, the only additional piece, which is the underslung deflector and bulge, and it works fine. I just wish it was a bit more different. I do think it's probably. I mean, this is this render, right? So,
yeah.
But if this is an exact, this is the real model. But if this is meant to be how exactly, it's less dirty than Enterprise, less reflective and dirty. This looks better to me because it feels more in line with TOS-ish. That's slightly more clean aesthetic. So I like the style of this. If the Strange World current like this, cool.
The thing with the pylons, I wouldn't even mind the pylons if they swapped them. Have them curve outward, I think would be a better look than curving inward.
Both be weird though.
They both would be weird, but I'm saying better the other way. And Devo asked, what if they added a roll bar? That'd be difficult considering where the pylons are mounted. Because if you look at the Miranda class, the pylons basically go up and then form which would work.
But they wouldn't be connected to the pylons. They'd be their own separate subunit, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And yet it is very. I probably had last time, but it's a great render of having the pylons so far forward they almost touch the registry, which does feel as if when they modelled it, the textures weren't applied, so they didn't. So whoever built it didn't realize that was the line, because it feels a little bit silly. I don't know why exactly, but non-logical, and they could be pushed back a little bit.
Oh, yeah, they should absolutely be further back. Yeah.
The things, we're not just judging the design, we're judging how it's in the episode, how it fares. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not going to look. I'm going to talk to you, Stuart. What do you guys vote? But I'm not going to listen to you in my deciding. But I want to know, what does everyone give this? Before we start talking. So everyone vote now. S, A, B, C, D, F, or double F.
I already know where mine is.
Okay, vote now, guys. I'll read this in a second.
Yeah.
Okay, where are you thinking? I'm undecided.
I'm thinking B.
Okay.
Because it does play a pretty substantial role in that episode. You get to see it in some action, do some things. Kirk's at the con, so that's a good thing. As much as I hate the design, I think it's at least B worthy for its impact and presence that it had. So
And we did give, well, you especially gave huge kudos to a previous, for Prodigy, I believe, for the Kobashi Maru. So this canonized the look of the Farragut. Boom. Are we happy with it?
No. Farragut's a Connie. It's that simple.
Except it isn't now. So if I'm looking at design, I think the Saladin one is better design, because it's actually design. That would be my first point. Your rebuttal?
I agree.
But, as you also said, it's good in the episode, it looks good, it blows up as a really great source of destruction shot. So,
yeah,
I think it just dips into B, but I think one more appearance where we get to see some different L-cars to bridge, maybe different paint corridor. Like, they'll see it again and it'll have more of a presence. I think that will raise it for me.
Yeah. We did see it again in that one shot with around the space station.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A slightly reluctant B.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice. And what did you guys say? You said B, C, B, 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 C, C, B, B. So also split?
Yeah.
Yep. But I think people said, getting the physical miniature, I wonder how that would feel, because that's often sold you. How would the pylons look physically in person? I think that's look as silly as you think they do. But, don't know.
Yeah, I can't see myself being happy with it. Has anyone from Star Trek made an official comment about it being changed from being a Connie? No idea. Possibly.
I don't believe so.
Anyway. Good call out. Those first three are really good. Thanks, guys. Dan Ben, 2 pounds. Klingon Katinga, Season 2, Subspace Rhapsody.
Yeah.
First of all, Katingas shouldn't exist yet.
But Stuart, explain why he's saying Katinga when they shouldn't exist yet. Why is it a Katinga ship?
Don't they call it a Katinga? Isn't the Katinga on screen?
Yep. That's why.
Oh, I should do this then. Boop.
Yeah.
I wondered if I should leave that, and then I'm like, nah.
Factoid's useful. So this is the musical episode. It's the singing guy's ship.
This is why I hate slides, but that's okay. Anyway.
And yeah, it's labeled a Katinga, which is incorrect, but it's readable.
Yeah, I don't think they say it, but it is readable. So.
Yeah. And that's the problem, because if this is canon, you know what I mean? Like Stranger Worlds, you can't really take it for canon, because it's doing little things like the Gorn, like the Katinga. It's like, yeah, but it devalues everything else after a lot, because that means that Kirk's always fighting. It means the D7 came out, 2 years... the Katinga came out 2 years after the D7, which makes it sort of a redundant refit. And every time you fight D7, which we know they fought later, they fight in the old version. It's like, well, what's the point then? It just sort of devalues it a little bit. So ignore it, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, pretty much. So for that, and since we don't actually see the ship, we just see this.
But they mentioned aft and forward torpedo launchers. Which was we were like, oh yeah, from TMP. So it did get that right. So it kind of knew what it was doing.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Devery. That's right.
Well, I don't think it deserves as high as the D7.
I mean, I would vote either F on the technicality if it's only a display, or D on the technicality it's only a display, but it is still a Katinga. Because
I would go D.
Because this is not enough to do much, but it has got that nugget of the after-pill launcher, but also it breaks cannon, so yeah.
Yep.
Not going to win the awards for yay. But yes, Dan, well done, you smart man. Yeah.
D it is. All right. Schmobuddy, $5. The Kelsey May type. I don't know if I truly like it. It's trying to radically It's trying radically different, but also not so that it makes it cool to me, at least. And that's this one, I'm pretty sure.
29 votes in the poll. This is a big one, guys. It's a big one, so vote now. We'd love it more. Yes, that is another random ship.
Kind of reminds me of Petra's ship from Lower Decks. Only her nacelle was on the side. Yeah, single nacelle again. Very sleek. Definitely doesn't really feel Starfleet. Feels more like maybe civilian. But that being said, it's got the standard nacelle and the regular deflector. I don't remember the context of this episode. What kind of ship is this? Do they say?
This is all we know. This is a ship. This is not goodbye.
Well, they didn't have to give us something new. They could have had another Farragut or something. So
I think it's season 1, so it's like, oh my god, a Federation starship. Ah, what?
Yeah.
And then the Farragut.
And again, single nacelle. So it feels more like a cruise liner or like civilian passenger ship or something. But I had an NCC number 2, NCC 618.
No, this is a lot. I remember it appearing. It comes and goes in a heartbeat, but it's like how much effort did you put in for 3.7 seconds of screen time? What? Because this, I mean, I do a lot of obviously modeling. This is a really good model for the screen time. It's textured better than like this. This feels more like this feels like more like a TNG era or Voyager era ship. Just the way it's textured and the way it's lit.
And the shape.
Well, yeah. But so I actually really like the way it's vibing, and the fact that it's not at all a Federation starship, but the simple fact that it's textured right, has blinkies, has nacelle and deflector. I'm like, yeah, okay. And that's a hell of a win to kind of do nothing that a Federation starship does, yet capture the feel. I mean, big up for them for doing that, because that's the texturing, right? If it was chrome, if it was something weird, I know that. The model's pretty good. I'm assuming it'll come back in some way, this class, because why the hell wouldn't you? Probably either the it was in the script more, so it's a nicer model, or the guy that built it like had a weekend and just it's such a simple shape that you can spend time on texturing. You know what I mean? Like it was so quick on one they did the other. Because it's a much nicer model than the Saladin. But less screen time it's better than it should be.
It almost looks like an older style design, as a few people are pointing out in the chat. The nacelle seems more Enterprise era, as opposed to what we saw in like.
I mean, isn't it basically just the Strange Worlds Colony Enterprise nacelle?
Yeah.
A few pieces ripped off.
But yeah, when we go back to the Archer class, the single nacelle when we looked at it had a blue Bizarre collector.
It did, with a nipple.
Could have been deactivated, maybe. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think this has creativity to me, and the fact they achieved a Trek feel while being a giant point or a doorstop. I mean, that's personal preference, right? But this feels to me like a defiant. Now, I like what you said, I think, earlier, and certainly in our video, it feels like a civilian craft. But that's good. We should have more civilian craft, right? So my gut is higher than a lot of stuff I've already seen so far, but I need to see the chart to get a vote. Because it's something truly new. I like the model. Is it amazing? No. But, you know, I think it should get a B. I think it's right. You know, obviously I wasn't necessarily Farragut in B, but I think I was more than Farragut because it's actually a new design.
Yeah. It's kind of giving me Conestoga vibes.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Which is great. I mean, yeah, let's see some old ships still in service doing their thing. Yeah, 100%. All for it.
Yeah, because there's no reason that they wouldn't be using older ships still. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Olivia, $5. USS Enterprise, the one, the only Enterprise. No other Enterprise will be made. None. I bet they will retire the name after decommissioned.
I think she has to watch more Star Trek.
Yeah,
She's
possibly.
a little behind.
In and of itself, a nice design. Johnny just did a good job. We talked about this yesterday, though, as well. It kind of
Hi, Johnny.
falls down a little bit with the swept back nacelles, the dirty, grimy look, as you say. The squatness, if you look at it from the front and the side, it's very much squat compared to the original Enterprise. Also, it's ridiculous size that it is sometimes.
Yeah.
Haven't really decided on a size in the show, I don't think. But overall, it's a nice redesign of the TOS Enterprise. Like, it's a good reimagining of the design. And if they'd kept the straight struts, would have been much happier with that. But that's the other thing I was going to give props to the Farragut for. With the struts being a weird shape, at least they don't have negative space in them, like the Archer, like the Connie.
Everything
They're
else
actually solid struts. So
I didn't even thought of that. Yeah.
They're the new struts with no negative space. The future.
As I've said for years, this would have made a much better Enterprise for the JJ films as a rebooted, reimagined Enterprise. I would have been much happier with it than the Ryan Church JJ Prize. So,
Well, and it's funny because the JJ Enterprise is the TMP Enterprise color palette with garbage nacelles and some other choices, but it's still the refit in essence because they understood that as the prettiest Enterprise. This Enterprise looks like an incredibly good NX to Connie, and guess what? JJ09 is a prequel, so you could have had it be the Narada had them do the Enterprise years earlier, and they used the older tech, hence this, right? So there was actually an own goal they could have done. And in funniness, this show is very specific, but this like it's the metal Enterprise, right? But in CG for a long time, reflection was really difficult. The original Connie is cream and beautiful. The Enterprise refit is real paint, but it's not metally reflective paint. It's Aztecing. It's an artistic reflective. It's very specific. This feels like metal plates reflecting light. It has a sheen, which is very hard. Used to be very hard, and they're always showing off by having it be metal and sheeny, but it looks very much more modernistic and less advanced. You know, this looks so much less advanced to me compared to the original Connie, like hands down. But that's just bias as well. Yeah, I think for me, I could change this 15% and make it a ton better. It's so there, and I certainly hope they tweak the model in the coming seasons to kind of get a bit closer, a bit of a love letter to the fans. You've had 2 seasons of it be angle struts, go straight struts. Do I like the giant window cutouts that don't really make sense? No. I'd say I don't like the registry spotlight, which doesn't even work. But at least the bridge dome isn't always lit, as in the window hole. They have been not doing that, so I appreciate that. Yeah. But for this show...
yeah, that's what we have to do.
It does have to be an S.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like a high S. It's like a... Yeah. It's the best ship in the show, probably. But that itself is a slightly lower bar. I'd love to see them iterate as the years go on, make it more Connie-like. Even just, season 4, 5, whatever, it'd be radical, I'm sure, but saying, oh, we've got the new enhanced geranium hull plating, and it's just a creamy, beautiful, white, and it's like, this is, improving against radiation by 45%, that's the reason, and I could buy that, right? And it makes Connie feel new and fresh. That sort of thing would be like, yes. Maybe next time.
Yeah. Best views of this were in the cartoon views. You could actually see it.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the final shot of that episode, you do see the Enterprise, and it's more white. It looks more like it should. It looks more like the TOS one.
I thought they were referring to Ephraim and Dot, which it appears as well. But you're right. Yes, there is the Stranger Worlds crossover version of the Connie, which is different. You're right. I didn't remember that. Very true.
All right. DUI Champ, $5. But the shuttles probably didn't have the equipment of that little ship.
Yeah, but to the side, and well, indeed. Or the range.
Yeah, well, that's what I said for a long-term mission.
And I mean, at the very least, like having a transporter would make the ship 10 times more useful. You know?
Yeah.
And you can actually have a shuttle bay inside the ship as well. One deck. I mean, one deck with padding, of course.
DUI Champ, $5. I love the 1701. It's a great bridge between NX-01 and TOS 1701. Except that the cage has already happened, and we saw what the Enterprise looked like in the cage. Even in the Discovery flashback, it's actually the legit Connie. So it got better and then got worse, and then gets better again at some point.
Like you said, it's an amazing JJ because it takes the style and substance, but takes it to the right. So it's not the same, it's different. Versus the lineage, like, had this been literally between, by say, 25 years, and not be an Enterprise, it would be, right, you're obviously changing all the context, but something else, then you're like, oh, that's a really great in-between. But having it be literally the Enterprise, be much bigger, blah, 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 it's like, well, I just really dislike the paint scheme. It's just so. Obviously, you remember that one shot in particular in episode 1, where looking down at the saucer, and it's just disgustingly textured. It's just grimy, and in the terrible lighting. Of course, it's flat, but it's just like, oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it looks like it's covered in coal dust or something. It just looks awful.
But intentional.
Yep. That's sad. 47 people here, 37 likes, guys. Hit that like button and super chat in with your favorite ships from Strange New Worlds that we haven't looked at yet. And yeah,
or least favorite, right? The whole point is any.
Just a ship, yeah.
Or station, or shuttle.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Don't forget, we got the Orion ships. We got the one alien ship from one of the first episodes. We got the Gorn ships. We got a whole bunch of other ships.
Oh, we have the Gorn ships.
Matthew DeFreitas, $2. Just straighten the nacelle pylons, and I'm happy. Yeah. Yeah, just make them straight. The swept-back looks great. Don't get me wrong. It's always looked good. But my biggest beef is that it was designed by John Hughes with straight struts, with the negative space and the thicker strut, so that at some point that back part of the strut could be taken away and look like the TOS Enterprise. Signed off on, sent off, and then when he saw it on screen, they had changed it to the angled struts. That was somebody's decision. Yep.
Yeah. Although interesting, almost all Federation ships currently.
Yeah, nice. 2 Klingon.
Well, 1 Klingon and then 1 go away. You're not a Katinga. What do you mean? Oh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, there are
50 people here now, which is great. Hit the like button, guys. Vote in the poll. 39 votes in the poll right now. 50 would be a good number to get for that.
Let me find the Gorn ships in preparation, because goodness. Although it's interesting, Fleet Command also made a Gorn ship that I did see the other day, and it's interesting because it's like what? It's called the Gorn Eviscerator apparently, and I don't understand it.
Okay, well, it's news to me.
Is that? Oh, such a weird. Like, I still don't even really know what the Gorns look like. The ships, not either fighter, yes, but you know, it's like okay, that's
definitely some unique shapes going on. So
okay, so that's a fan version.
Matthew DeFreitas, while you're looking for that,
yeah.
$2. How about the Strange New World shuttle? That work? Yeah. Let's bring that in. This is a glorious redesign of the Type F, but it's obviously an older design because the Type F replaces it, and it's a shame because the Type F is not that great. Let's be honest. especially the interior. This one has a beautiful interior, and you really get to see a lot of this shuttle. The exterior looks sleek, looks good, looks fast. The interior is really nice. The control surfaces all look good. It's got a lot of elements that the Type F from TOS has internally. The ball thing, and so they really did a good job reimagining it for this. Love the addition of the side windows. Got the 3 front windows. This is nice. This is a really nice design. I'm definitely on board with this. It just puts the original TOS shuttle to shame a little bit, but yeah, no.
Tell us how you really feel. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I think it's great.
It's. I mean, do they mention it as a Type F?
I can't recall.
I don't think they do. I feel like they don't. Yeah, I mean, this is an example of it's a glow up, but it's not the same thing because it is so much bigger. But of course, it is if you're looking at the Connie to Connie ratio, then this is the equivalent bigger shuttle to shuttle, ship to ship. So that makes sense, right? But to try and make more sense of it, I like it as a larger personnel cargo shuttle, not an average taxi shuttle, right? Type F is just place to place. There's not a lot going on. It's just a personnel. This has got a lot more going on. So it could be bigger and fancier and whatever.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
And older, because they're just rustic, right? They just work. So I don't see it as a replacement, because it's not the same thing. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't feel the same. But as a sort of a sidestep, bigger version, small, like in lower decks, you've got the Type 6 and Type 6A.
Our chart is misaligned on the live stream.
Oh, when did that happen?
I don't know. I just noticed it now.
Yeah, so it's it's great, but if it's not the same shuttle, but I think they're not said it, so I'm not going to take that as. I assume we're including the interiors. Would you tend to?
Absolutely.
Which I think are lovely. It's just a bit too big, but it's a lovely interior. What are you thinking? What are you vibing?
For me, it's an S. It's definitely a beautiful looking shuttle, and they really went all out with the interior. And like I said, they pull in elements from the Type F for the interior. Those ball things just slide over. So there's elements, and then I think even it's got the thing up, the little see-through thing. Yeah, it's an S. This is how you do it right.
So I will agree to a low S because you ready for this?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yes, of course I am.
Because it's not the Discovery shuttle.
Oh, absolutely.
And it could have been. We would not have blamed them that much if they had been, because reuse money, etc. It would have been annoying, but they had the set, they had all the stuff done. They had to build brand new everything for this, and it's much better in every way.
Yeah.
So yes, because it's not a Discovery shuttle, and it shows what happens when you make a show not trying to adhere to anything, and then a show that is trying to sort of stylistically, it's like
pay homage to what it's based on.
Yeah, homage is a way of saying it, not actually look like it, but homaging it. We know we'll be different, but we might look good, so that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, shuttle's a good call out for sure.
Now I'm gonna throw in the it's not in Stranger Worlds, but I'm interested by it, so I'll throw it in for you to look at from Star Trek Fleet Command, the video game. Okay. This is the Gorn eviscerator, and that's the exactly that's the thing about it. I have no idea. I saw this like last week, so I didn't think about it. Your thoughts?
I kind of like it, honestly. Gorn have always had interesting ships and beta cannon and stuff. This one looks very much like the remastered TOS Gorn ship. Got the same kind of aesthetic feel to it. Details are all different, of course, but the main shapes definitely looks like it's part of the same fleet. I think it's kind of cool, honestly. And it does tie in the Strange New Worlds aesthetic as well for the Gorn. So, I like it. I think it's kind of neat.
Now talk about the nacelles.
Those nacelles are very Starfleet.
Yes, they are.
Actually, they look like the ones from the Titan.
They look very similar. They're not, but
Yeah.
probably inspired.
But at first glance, yeah, they definitely have the same kind of elements.
I don't understand what's going on with this ship. It's not a bad thing, just like, what? But it's not in Stranger Worlds, but it is obviously in that art design styling. Put into this and then futurizing it. But it looks very much like a game ship. You know, it has absolutely that certain vibe. But we're not reviewing it because it's not in no one put up for it. But the nacelles are weird. At least make the coils like green.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I would do to whatever that.
Maybe make them round as well. Like change.
Well, once start changing things, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do people want us to review next as I find more reference?
I don't know. We have 48 votes on the poll, so 2 more would be fantastic. Another 7 likes would be great as well. And yeah, super chat in, guys. There are quite a few more ships you can throw at us. There's the Orion ship.
Duck him, we'll dodge him.
Yeah.
We're ready to go.
For only 2 seasons, there's a lot of ships, but at the same time, there's not a lot of ships to talk about. So it's an odd one.
Very TOS-like.
Yeah.
So I'm,
Well, way more ships than TOS, and not just little light bulbs on a view screen either. So
disagree. In TOS.
Foley and
Uh-huh.
Romulan, Klingon,
Uh-huh.
Mud ship, the Aurora.
Uh-huh.
The freighter.
Mm-hmm. Whereas we've got 2 Gorn, 2 Romulan, 4 Federation. Then I just found alien ships. There's way more in Stranger Worlds because they have really one-offs.
That's what I mean. There's more in Stranger Worlds than TOS.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said more in TOS.
No.
Oh.
I said there aren't very many in TOS.
Oh, sorry.
Most of them are just little light blobs.
Sorry. I heard you say there were more in TOS. I was like, what?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Okay, well, I'll throw in one that you guys will never throw in unless the classic for real is here. The Solar Sailor from that one episode that we did a whole thing on and no one cared. But we cared.
Well, seeing another Solar Sailor design is interesting in and of itself because we had the Bajorans Solar Sailor that introduced us to those in Deep Space Nine. So, and it makes sense, I guess, for different cultures to create the same style of ship that uses solar eddies or whatever the hell they were that powered the ship. And this was a ceremonial one, so you could assume either an older ship or based on an old, like, original sailing ship design kind of vibe. And
or just Air Force One and pimped out to look cool.
Yeah. It's fine. It's very grandiose. It's very much, like I said, ceremonial. And I think it works for that just fine. So it's not much detail that I can glean from this picture, and I can remember a few shots of it from that episode, but
the few shots that it's in, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's nice. It was we like it because we like that sort of thing, but certainly, I mean, it's great because it's the simplest thing to model, but it's the texture work and the materials that you got to get right. But I think they nailed the vibe, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I would give it a artistically, I would say a C. I think it looks nice. It's in more shots than the Saladin.
Yeah.
D feels rude because it's a nice looking solar sailor, right? There might be a ceiling to how nice that is. I think it's perfectly pleasant. What do you think?
I think C's absolutely correct.
Okay then. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Matt Yarrington, $5. NCC 1279 from season 2, episode 1, The Broken Circle. I like the configuration if you squint. But as it is, it's made from ugly Strange New Worlds disco parts. There is potential.
Yes. The Discovery, Stuart, the Discovery.
Yep.
Which luckily we have clean renders of. Thank you, whoever shared them, because yay, clean renders.
Yeah, this is based on the Discovery Alpha design with that saucer section. Definitely looks a lot better. Looks a lot more Starfleet. Looks a lot more era appropriate. There's a lot to like with this one. Although I don't believe for a second that the whole story behind it was the Klingons that had it. Did they capture it or build it?
They built it. They stole tech off tech. And it's like,
that's the thing.
Yeah. Sure you did, buddy. Sure you did. Yeah. Sure you did.
No, but more ships in Discovery should have looked like this, because this is kind of era appropriate. The nacelles look more archaic than the TOS Enterprise, but only slightly so. And they look like nacelles. They're cylindrical. They're not long chopsticks. Yes. And it's not covered in copper. You know, to have a copper look to it. I get it. It's this mycelial, whatever, maybe.
Stuart, don't mention the mycelial network. Goodness!
But yeah, this is, I think, how Discovery should have looked. I would have been a lot happier with it, for sure. And it was great to see in Strange New Worlds, I think. There's a whole scene of this getting blown up where it's like, yeah, this is kind of them saying, yeah, we're sorry about Discovery, guys, so let's blow one up for you. It's kind of how I feel, anyway.
You're going to go to your deathbed saying that, aren't you?
It's highlighted. It's like, here, look, this is for you guys.
Yeah, this is, I think, I mean, obviously, this is a clear render. This is the original model, so it's a bit skewed, right? Because in the show, they do color grading, they do weird things, it's dark. So in the show, we could tell what it looked like, but it wasn't, we couldn't appreciate the details, right? So, assuming this is exactly right, which it's meant to be, the hull is creamy and nice and TOS feeling, right? So that's slightly in its benefit versus like the Gorn ships we're going to look at, I'm sure, well, hopefully later, where you can basically look like, so this has an advantage. But no, I think this is a really good basic bitch kit bash with a ton of character. And that's the epitome of a kit bash, right? Because, I mean, of course it makes no sense anyway, but having a Discovery saucer, which is not a bad saucer, the grilling looks excellent in it. We said that since day one, even filling in the middle bit, which I actually hadn't noticed till right now. Just adds so much to it. It gives it a depth. It works. The Strange World sells, but textured nicer, in my opinion. And the NX style pontoony impulse engines is what my brain sees. And a really sort of secondary lackluster deflector, but I kind of like the charm of that. Its lack of impressiveness makes it feel like that's as big as it needs to be. It's not like this giant over. You know, there's a TOS-iness there. So I think this is shockingly good considering it's a dumb ship in the story. But it could have been a Farragut, could have been any number of ships, right? But it's a fully new kit bash. And even the fact that the pylons are multiple cutouts, the fact that it's much bigger makes you think it works better structurally for me. It has a bit more logic. So yeah, for me this is a highlight in this rendered form, right? Taking this as my example.
Yes. I mean, it was cool to see it in the episode as well. It did quite a few cool things.
It's all blurry and mid-distance.
Yeah.
And the concept art of it landed is so nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
concept art's great.
Yeah. The lighting is really good.
Yeah. It's probably I originally wanted to say S because I really love the design, but considering it was Klingon built, which made no sense at the time, and
it's so confusing.
I'll just an A. I think an A is a good call out for this one.
I just like the creativity, even though it's a kit bash. It's such a good. I would say a high A. I think it sings in a way that it shouldn't, but it does. Yeah. And it's not Miranda, even though it's underslung. It does its own thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. As much as I do love the design, though.
Yeah.
I really wish this had been Discovery.
I mean, it would have been weird and very appropriate. Yeah.
And Discovery would make more sense being Klingon belt with those hall colors and just things feeling off. It's like, we kind of know what a Federation ship looks like. Yeah. Next up, we got Sergeant Montgomery with $2. Says Shepherd ship.
Yes.
Good Shepherd.
Which is details. The ship of just details stuff.
And it was cool. I mean, it definitely invokes original series alien ship vibes with the overall design. Yeah, I was happy to see it. I love the aliens as well. Very cool look. So it reminds me of something else that I can't place right now.
My brain goes to Lost in Space, the classic one for some, well, the middle one, I should say. I don't know why, I don't know where, I don't know who. It was like, I can't, I don't know. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe the ship for Andromeda that I'm thinking of. How do I Google?
It reminded me of like a corkscrew type ship, though. Maybe the ship from Passengers.
Maybe. Sorry, that wasn't very useful, was it?
No, as you usually are, you know.
Hey.
Well, you're super useful, so no.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, for me, this is it's a Greeble, the ship. It works in the episode fine.
Yeah.
It's too big because the Enterprise is also giant, so this is therefore giant. But it's double giant. I mean, this thing has got to be, I mean, Deck sized, if not bigger. Because if the Connie is twice, if this Connie is twice the Connie size, and this is like 10 times the length of that, then it's going to be nearing, if not bigger. So, you know, it's, I mean, aliens be aliening, right? That's fine. But it's sort of like, the point of that era was that everything got big, and this is giant. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be Deck sized. But it's got a good shape, right? It's more just shapes with lights on, but it works fine. I would, I'm not sure muted Stuart, but I'd say I'm not impassioned by it, so I'd say a C. Yeah. But you know,
yeah,
okay,
a C is fair. But yeah, judging from the size, it seems like a generational ship, which I think it might have been.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I think when you look at B and C, right? Currently in B, we have an uncreative Farragut, but it's in it more. And we have a creative, more creative in it less. This ship is in the episode quite a lot. It's an interesting design. We're just not impassioned about it. But it's certainly more interesting than the Solar Sailor and in it more than the Saladin. So look at the chart. Vote now, guys. Should it be higher? Because I can see the taking us out of it, right? Design-wise. And how much is in the episode. Right? Because, you know, yeah. What do you guys think? C or B? I'm happy with the C, but look at the chart. Yeah.
The one thing for me that might bump it up is like one of the first things I said. It feels very much like it was designed for the 60s TOS show. It just feels like that kind of alien ship design. Right?
Just with 3.4 million Greeblies attached. Polys worth of Greeblies, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it would be interesting to take this exact shape, strip out all the detailing, to make it a 60s, like, you know, paper tubes and foil, and like, how could you take the shape? Because that actually might work really well.
And yeah, Raj, that's what I was thinking. It kind of has that corkscrew vibe to it, at least at first glance. So yeah, the ship from the movie Passengers, yeah,
which we gave super high grades for. You know what? That'd be a really interesting experiment, and let me know what you guys think. Taking the ships in Strange New Worlds, the alien ships, and reducing them down to the shape and TOSifying them.
We should just TOSify ships from all different sci-fi franchises. That'd be a cool, fun experiment.
Yeah, because like the shape can be the same, just what details, how far would they go with details? Like they would have these 4 glowing bulbs, but they would be little bulbs. Like really, really simple. Would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because the Solar Sailor would be like some, you know, some tinfoil with some paint on it that reflects light. You know, something clever and funny, and you know, it'd be simple, but it'd work.
Did you want to end the poll? We have 56 votes.
Yeah, read it out. Let's see what people say.
So, do you prefer overall? Well, the winner is TOS Enterprise and D7.
Good.
64%.
Oof.
Strange New Worlds comes in at 36%. So thank you for voting.
Glad we won. Just. I see.
And we also hit 50 likes. So thank you so much, guys.
Excellent.
We did have a goal which has ended, which we didn't achieve. I love the reward. A trip to Memory Alpha. We get to meet a very famous Lanthanite doctor.
Nah, she's too busy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can meet Catherine Archer, though. The other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who did the first, 4 docs. Who, yes, is the great-grandmother... Granddaughter.
There you
Further
go.
down. No, I think she was a cousin. Because I guess maybe Archer had... I mean, Archer's kids could have... Archer could have had multiple kids and then simply... Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I guess it'd be granddad then, wouldn't it? It'd still be granddad, but just further along.
Something like that.
It's just a great... Archer's a great name is what I was going for.
Yeah. Next up, we've got Patrick James, who throws in $20. Thank you so much. That is an amazing super chat.
Thanks,
We
amazing.
appreciate that so much.
As you know.
I'm feeling so stupid as I cannot recall any of these non-Enterprise ships.
Wow.
Except for the Solar Sailor vessel, and even then, I don't recall much else. Wow. Go back and rewatch Strange New Worlds. New season will be coming out soonish, probably. So,
Well, how do you feel about his point, though, about the ships not being memorable?
he's right, because sometimes it's a quick, there it is on the view screen, and we get the person, and then you don't see it again. So they're very quick instances of the ships in most cases. So.
And most people, Stuart, shocking I know, don't take a still frame and look at it for 30 minutes. So it burns into our brains a bit more. Most people watch the episode once, it's only on for 10 frames, and they're never going to watch it again. Maybe twice, right? So we stare at these ships more than anybody probably in the world, except the guy that designed it.
Yeah.
Into Stowe and stuff. But I do think, I said this yesterday, great for characters of Stranger Worlds. The ships, the Enterprise is not really a character, but most ships aren't. They are effective A to B devices, but it's all about the characters and the pace and the flow. I mean, does Stranger... They do sometimes, but would you... Top of your head, would you say Stranger Worlds has, exterior into interior shots, so it starts with exterior, cuts in? I think they do sometimes, but not all the time.
A larger majority than some other shows, maybe, yeah.
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 But it's not like the standard. They don't always, Like, it doesn't have that. But yeah, but considering, and I appreciate the ones you've all put here, the diversity they do put in, the effort, beats Discovery out in my brain. Even though I guess you could argue they built the whole fleet the first episode, but fuck that fleet.
Wow.
I never use them again.
Mark Lawrence throws in $10, so thank you so much, Mark. Good to see you. I can't think of one. Brain is a bit fried at work.
Aww.
Still sending a super chat so you can post up a queued ship you may have ready.
We do. And Mark, I have a thing to show you later. So maybe if you're still around, maybe let me know when you're off from work in a minute. It's 10 p.m, so I won't be up all day, but give me a bell when you've got a bell. Or tomorrow earlier.
Contact the Samuel.
Aye.
Yeah. Which ship do you want to pull in for his? Any thoughts?
Surprise me.
Surprise you. You can surprise me because I'll pull it in and go, what the hell is this? How's that?
Oh. Yeah.
What the hell is this?
And again, a one-shot ship. It's a whole new ship, kind of. This is... I love how I know this stuff. This is the ship that Mbenga and Chapel go to the war-torn planet on and drop down. So it's the sidestep, military-esque, dropship-esque thing, which doesn't get shot down, isn't attacked in orbit, blah, 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 blah. But look, another original ship. Although it's very dark, I might just make you a brighter version because we're losing half of it.
It looks like a personnel transport, a military dropship.
Because it is.
It still has the original shuttle front end. Yeah. Longer range, more personnel, or room for personnel and cargo. equipment. Yeah. Okay, I thought it was just a regular
Clint
shuttle.
Howard, that episode.
Yes,
Remember
I
Clint
know.
Howard? Everyone's favourite guy from an episode that you forgot yesterday existed.
Yeah.
Wow, this is not effective to brighten up. There is nothing in the blacks. My God. Contrast, man. That is real bad.
Okay, this is kind of cool. I like the idea that there's a bulkier shuttle that's more for military, quote unquote, use as a drop ship. I think that's great. And they could have simply used a shuttle, but they went out of their way and designed this, maybe over-designed it, some might say. But it's definitely got a unique look, and I like it. I think it's really cool. Kind of reminds me of some of the Orion ships that are in Starfleet battles, actually. It's got that kind of vibe to it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a bright... Has not helped that much, but there's a brightened up version. Try and get some more the details.
That's a little bit better, yeah. Yeah, it works. It's a good look.
And look at the registry then. 1901.
I know one. Huh.
I think. Proto runabout. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think this straddles a line between boxy, ugly, and that works.
Yeah.
It's like the Raven, right? The Raven from Voyager just
Yes.
works. It's just a big like it's so basic. But when you know its context, like, oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah. This is given like early Sydney class vibes, or it's
Yeah.
like Raven style ship, yeah.
Oh, trying to think. I move.
No, this is really cool. And again, it is a military dropship for troops, essentially. But Starfleet's not the military. It kind of is, though, especially in this instance. So, and it is just a regular shuttle at the front with stuff added to it, and it absolutely works. I love that they changed the nacelle configuration, put those up top as opposed to being on the bottom, like the standard shuttle. So yeah, this is kind of cool. Aaron says NCC 7901, which makes even less sense than 1901, but that's okay. But thank you, Aaron. USS Geronimo. Mark Lawrence Proto Runabout. Yeah, it does feel like a runabout type shape. It's bigger than a runabout, I would say. Interesting. 47 people here. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. 53 likes. Can we get those likes up to 60? Have you not hit the like button yet? If so, please give that a tap. I don't know where Sam went. He's visibly absent, and that's a bit of a shame. Because as much as I say I don't, I really like Sam. He's cool. I didn't think you'd get your earbud in time to hear that. I wasn't complimenting you behind your back.
No, you wouldn't do that. Yeah, I've watched on the radio, tried to flip and shift, and I forgot. Yes, no, yeah. Whatever you said, you're correct. About me or about the thing. And once again, new design, basic, but it fits. It feels form follows function. It's basic. And this is what we keep seeing. They throw in one-offs that realistically you could build this in 2 sessions, text it in a third, bosh, you got it on the screen. And they put the effort in to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aaron points out it's NCC 7901, which makes even less sense than
Oh,
1901. So. Yep. Anyway, moving on. No, interesting design for sure.
But also not interesting.
Exactly. They didn't have to do it though. Which...
We are seeing so many ships they've got in the archive that the buffer. I really hope we see these again in some fleet formation because they really are adding to the thing, and it's super consistent. Stranger Worlds.
Yeah.
But also there's a certain. You said Conestoga earlier, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's vibing. Like I don't love it, but I'm gonna say solid B. I think it fits well.
Yeah.
And I like its difference. Now, are the nacelles too small? Probably yes. Because if the front is the shuttle, there's really small nacelles. But if it's bigger, it works because then the proportionate. So yeah.
But I do appreciate that they moved the nacelles up top instead of leaving down below, like the
Great.
shuttle version, right? So
It is great.
And Patrick James throws in $10. So thank you so much. Watching this presentation is making me wanting to binge the show to refresh my memory. Same. Same. I've been thinking of rewatching it anyway in the lead up to the new season at some point here. So, but then again, I would have to resubscribe to Paramount Plus, I think.
Or just buy the Blu-rays.
Yes. You can
Is
watch
that
them at your convenience.
is that cheaper? Maybe.
Well, you have them forever whenever you want to watch it. So
I mean, for me personally, they got 4K. It's the only Trek series in 4K. And that is pretty great.
Raj says that shuttle design also looks like it could be in the Stargate series. It feels kind of Stargate-y. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. My official vote. I know what you mean, but yeah, I like Stargate a lot, so I'm a bit more critical on. Although you did say once previously, I was like, oh, that, yeah. No, you're kind of there.
Sergeant Montgomery, $5. Destroyed USS Cayuga, NCC 1557. I thought the scene reminiscent of a cut-out poster of a Constitution.
Okay, so is that? So I was trying to remember which one's which because there's two shattered ones. Okay. Is that actually? We didn't see it in orbit, did we? There's two shots. I thought we just saw it kill. Yeah, because it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, an unusual pick. But you know what? Some of our wonderful audience do that. I don't know if you've noticed. So what do you think of this wreck that we saw, which is a Connie but wrecked? I'll look like I was if it in orbit at the start, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I think it cuts to it on the planet. Oh no, it is. No, we're wrong. There we go. Memory Alpha was right. I should have trusted Memory Alpha.
Okay, we got a better picture of it then?
Well, the picture of it, yeah. Is it just the Connie asset? Yes! But in fairness, great destruction version. I mean, all credit to them.
Looks like it just tangled with the Doomsday Machine. Are you bringing in the other picture?
Yeah, I'll let you resize it. So yes, it is the third Connie we see. I mean, I guess I included the non-Connie, but it totally is.
Oh, the Sombra class.
Yes. Should I do a shot of?
I mean, this is very evocative of like a TOS opening shot of like we're orbiting the planet, right? Looks good. It does look good. You can't really see the squatness of this Constitution class in a lot of these shots. It's when you got full orthos that you can really notice it's different proportionally than the TOS Enterprise, but it looks good. Yay. I don't know. I don't remember specifically this shot, so I do remember the destruction shot.
Just doing a poll.
Okay. So go vote in the poll when it's up, guys. And hit like. Another 4 likes to get to 60 would be fantastic. Bad Trojan is starting season 1 again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start watching it again soon too. And I'm assuming we're gonna get an announcement soon for when Strange New World season 3 is coming, because I was expecting March or April. It's kind of when they do that or release the new show. So, but we haven't heard one peep as to release dates. So, who knows?
Although Academy finished filming today.
Yeah, I saw that.
Season 1 anyway. So I'll have a 2-month break and then or month break and go into number 2.
Yeah,
it's cool.
So the new poll is up, guys. Go vote for our lives on the different shows, ships, and characters. Loved the lives, great series. Good, enjoyed the lives well. They've been okay-ish. I've watched. Didn't enjoy them. Sorry. Oh.
You know, want
Yeah.
to give you guys the option.
Well, a few of you have been here for all of them, so we appreciate you
Mhm.
guys.
We do indeed. I mean, as you know, make us go.
Yeah.
That's exactly how this works, and we
I'm
can.
gonna do it. I'm gonna give a special shout out to Dan Ben, who's here like a good 97% of the time, if not more.
Yes.
So thank you.
And he often says useful things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time.
He's helpful. He's a helpful guy.
Yeah, I mean, now if we're taking into account, you know, the lack of screen time,
Exactly.
I'm going to factor that in. But we do see a lot of the interior, as blown up as it is. Like, I'm not going to get excited about another Connie when it's presented this way. It would have been nice to have done something. Boy, add a freaking third nacelle. Just do that.
Yeah.
To the top. That's all they would have had to have done to be like, whoa, a dreadnought! But it's the same damn thing, right? I guess A, definitionally, but I'm not excited about it.
That's fair. What about the destructed version? Should we throw that on the chart?
Oh, yes, F, because it won't fly anymore. Oh, no, it's F for effed.
Okay, I would put that higher personally. But
Oh, okay. I mean, I
D at least. I
don't know.
mean, it's,
Well, okay, fine. You know what? Make it D. I challenge one of you to find an F grade ship, because it's true. It's true. What is an F quality ship from Strange Worlds? Because currently, no.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I might know what would be a good F.
Oh,
yeah.
that's not up to us, is it, Stuart? That's not up to us.
DUI champ, $2. Dropship reminds me of the Antares class. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is another ship with that sort of leveling, but I can't remember it. That kind of goes out, out, out. Is it Conestoga? It probably is.
I think it is. Yeah, I think that's what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Especially with the cells where they are. Yeah.
Oh man, can you imagine if that had the NX nacelles or like a variant of them? Like, it's a dropship we've had for like 50 years. Oh, that'd been great.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Like they, as you know, in the briefing room, they do have these stained glass windows of, and I've actually got some images if you want to include them, because technically in the show there is a shot of a Dauntless, or Daedalus, sorry, and an X. I so wish they put an X somewhere. They bump into an old NX class, and it's just the model. Like, just they don't change it. It's just there's the NX or a time. I mean, God, can you imagine a time vortex like the reverse, like a sequel to the Stranger Worlds Lower Decks crossover, when they go back to the NX, the NX comes forward to them, and it's like, oh my God, because we know they were fans of them, we know, and so we bring back. I mean, let's be honest. If you die, if you cut and dyed Reed's hair, he could like Reed again really easily, right?
Yeah.
Really easily. And I bet you Phlox, that guy, if you that would hide his age a lot. So Phlox and whoever into the Stranger Worlds, that'd be the most fun. Like, oh my God, he did the other version. No one likes it. No one likes NX, but we brought it forward. And then the NX would like look really appropriate next to them. Although the scale would be. Well, I wonder what they do with the scale.
Yeah.
Because if they keep it consistent, it would look absolutely ridiculous. If they
they have the SS Enterprise, the refit NX in the foreground, and then have the Enterprise back here, so you can't tell the scale. That's what they would do.
Yeah, the old that.
Yeah.
We're just not going to address it. Yeah, I hadn't thought that. But that would be very, very nice. And come on, bloody Otoy, Render, the Runway Archive, they have an NX model. They have a bridge. You can shove it on an LED wall.
Yeah.
You've got it. You licensedly own the model. You use the.
Gorgonzola says F. Maybe the reused Section 31 drones. Oh yeah, I forgot about that shot.
Oh yeah.
With the starbase and it's like, what the fuck is this? We need to add more ships buzzing around to make it look like a busy port. Yeah, okay. Sure. There's some interesting ships in that scene, actually.
Yeah, it was great when we looked at it. They just mirrored a ship, flipped it, looked different. Yeah, it was great.
Yep. Aussie, $5, USS Pegasus. Not Battlestar Pegasus. I don't remember a Pegasus in Strange New Worlds.
I'm Googling and I find nothing.
Yeah, I don't even know what you'd be referring to, Ozzy.
Let us know what you're on about. Do you mean... Is there any other P-word ships in Strange New World?
Peregrine.
In Strange New World? Oh.
Yeah, the USS Peregrine was a
That's what
Sombra
he
class.
means, yeah. Must be. Must be.
Maybe.
Wabam!
Ugh. Look, a brand new class of ship, the Sombra class, everybody. It's just like a Connie, except it's smaller, and it's got a blue line on it. Maybe it's one of like the early versions of like what the Cerritos is. Speaking of, we could use the Cerritos. It's shown in the very beginning of the episode, those old scientists. That could be put in here.
As you said, the crossover Connie is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, and the Connie at the end of the episode, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, unfortunately for me, can't get very high because this is just cheap and lazy and stupid and dumb. I hate it. So
tell us how you really feel.
this is an F.
But hold on. It's so the same though. Like, we lowered the score for a one-shot Connie. It's the same damn thing, 95%. How could it possibly be an F?
But it was a crashed ship, which they mentioned, oh, it's one of the Sombra classes. It's like, cool, we're going to get a new design. Sweet. And then we see it, and it's a goddamn Connie. Come on, that's just unacceptable. Plus, the engine's all wonky.
But the sets look nice.
I mean, shut the fuck up. They look exactly like...
And we saw the lower back, the cargo bay door open hatch that Hemmer could throw himself out of.
Yeah. Yeah, and random act of chaos says, I think they just want a dramatic shot of the ship sticking out of the planet. Yeah, 100% they wanted that crashed ship look. And is it the Enterprise? Because it was shown in the trailers, and the teasers. And stuff.
But just have it be a Connie.
Yeah, just exactly.
There's nothing gained by this. Now, or you say, oh, it's one of those old NX refits. Or, you know, it's the NX... Well, I guess, yeah. So, you know, because imagine, yeah, I mean, I always add these things, but imagine if it's been an NX refit crash, but like a modern version, and then you can't quite tell what it is until this shot. So, you know? I mean, okay, sets would make sense, but... so you're saying because you're so insulted it should be an F?
Yeah.
But, okay. I'm going to disagree because you know what the Fs are going to be, and they're worse than this. So I think it should be D, to give space for the truest Fs.
That's fine. But I remember being so fucking pissed off.
I was there.
It was just, it's lazy.
And it's just, make it a fucking Connie then!
Change your script or change your visual effect. Pick one. But do something different.
Or make it a Saladin.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's the same sets and the same source and it sells, fine. Just change the configuration. All you have to do. Takes no work. Even make it ugly, you know, have a Connie just with one cell sticking out at the top. It's like, what? Yeah!
It'd be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah. So, you heard my tease. There are some Fs. They may or may not already be on the board.
I think at least one is, yeah.
So, guys, we've got half an hour left. I want to talk about the Fs. I mean, I'm impressed, though, how many Starfleet ships there are. For a show that I do not associate being Starfleet-centric. That's a lot of ships. A Are they mostly colony saucers? Yes. Is that fine? Yes.
Yeah.
Because TOS.
The Bad Trojan says, doesn't it have a smaller crew? Yes, it does.
Fucking just think it said things, I don't know. I don't remember. All I remember is being Gorn.
Even the dimensions of it, you see on the screen, because they got like a...
I have the graphic, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I think even the dimensions of it are smaller than the Constitution class. So it's just a ship that uses all the same components of the Constitution class, but not. There's another one that's yellow, I think, that has the stats on it. But anyway, it's all uses all the same Connie parts, looks the same internally, but is smaller. So they're smaller nacelles. They're smaller. It's smaller secondary hull, smaller.
Which means they're all more advanced, because to miniaturize the same tech is more advanced. Oh my god! Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine? Okay, are you sitting down? Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm sitting down. It's fine.
And this is this is the Paragon class, right?
Sombra class, but the USS Paragon.
Okay. Imagine if the Paragon class is the size of the real Connie. That's the difference. And so when they refit the Enterprise, they use the new Sombra class variant parts and allow it to be downsized. Which makes the Connie just a fucking Sombra, but renamed. And maybe that's why it's Starship class, because it's not a Constitution class. It's a Sombra class. Fucking down.
Even if it looked like a Connie, but like the saucer had a cutout out of the back of it, it was more squared off at the back or something, just something. But yeah, we can talk about this forever. The things they could have done.
Right, Samuel sitting down. Oh, so sitting down. Yes, that's the joke. I'm preparing you all. All right, USS Essex. It is on screen. I've tried to find variants, but this is the actual graphic, which I didn't know actually was shown. The actual graphic of the Essex as seen on the stained glass painted plexiglass whatever parts of the NX as well. Here's a clean render or picture. Thoughts? It's in the show.
Love it. Daedalus class. I would love to see this like detailed.
Could have been fucking on the ice.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a twist.
No, this is 100% correct for a Daedalus class. Yes, let's see it. At least they have it there, right? At least it's represented in some way in the show. So, yeah, this has got to get some brownie points just for the people that know what's going on. This cartoon. Oh, sorry, Area 51 says, say what you will about the new Trek producers, but they make you guys work. They do.
If only more people watched said work.
Yeah.
That would be great. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is going to get, like, insane points, because, I mean, there's so much variety of choice when it comes to this class of ship. I'm so intrigued by what version they used. I assume they were just given the Eagles model, because that's already the most canon licensed one, and it's great. I mean, but I feel like the more people make this ship, the more they all base it on each other's designs. Like, so I've seen all these details before, because I've used fan design, I've used...
Yeah.
Oh god, did Matt texture one? Yeah, which I've just... Oh, where the hell did I put that? I was going to use it for something, and then I never did it. But it's in a trailer or something. I've made a shot with it. So where the hell... Matt? Oh, no, Matt's not here. Where is that shot? I'm so confused. It's with the other
Don't
ship.
ask me. I just work here.
Anyway, so there's loads of different versions, but Ron, we'll have used this. I love the nipples, of course. They are thrusting nipples of power. I mean, let's be fair. Because they're actually quite pointy and sharp.
Literally and figuratively.
Because those are pretty sharp-looking nipples of power, yeah.
If you know what he's talking about,
You've
been around for a while.
Yeah.
It's just a nice segue into maybe an
Well, no, I want. Oh, can somebody?
I'm gonna put this as an A.
Can somebody ruin our day by putting the Fs? The Fs. There's my hint. Can somebody? So we've got 22 minutes. Yeah, come on, guys. But yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It total respect was done.
Yeah. Yes. And don't forget, somebody could throw in the Cerritos as well, because it's a really beautiful little shot of it. The opening of that episode.
And the Stranger Worlds Connie from the anime
The
style.
end of the episode.
It's great.
Looks way better than the actual one
Well,
on the show.
I mean, maybe that reduced the Connie down to an A. Maybe you'd literally ruin a thing.
Ooh.
Mm.
And yes, Dan, Cisco does have one in his office. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, that's the name. Which is interesting because it's I'd forgotten that, because I've got the Essex in the normal fan film because I was told to. I never quite remembered the Essex was from the show. So, and they could lay facts, and it's like it actually lines up the NX perfectly. That's why, yeah. But at that point, it wasn't an X era yet. That's why it's TOS looking, because they hadn't done that yet. Yeah.
Indeed.
I'm so confused where I put that shot of the Daedalus. Oh, it might be in the task sequence of Drone Dominion. Ooh.
We sit on pins and needles waiting for your discovery.
Because I want to find the model so I can do something else. Yeah, that must be it. Oh, the Bassard's not moving. Oops, the Bassard's not moving.
Hit like. We need one more like now to get to 60.
I literally forgot that strip existed.
Go vote on the poll. We have 29 votes, and there's 47 of you here. So go vote in the poll. I'd like to get up to at least 50 votes if we can. Because, yeah, this is the culmination of all of these lives. We've just covered all the shows, characters, and ships.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Well, we have great ideas for lives, I'm sure, at some point. So.
Yes, it was Dominion's task sequence. Wahaha. Excellent. I found the file after dig that. I forgot we had that. That's awesome. I should use Daedalus more because it's great.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, let me pull in one. But guys, you should give us the Fs. F us up.
F up the chart.
Yes.
Mother effers.
But here's a non-F. I'll let you fix the Daedalus. Yeah, this is the Orion ship, as we saw in Stranger Worlds, from the crossover, which probably has a lot of stuff in it.
And we do see one later in Lower Decks, animated, this kind of style as well.
Yeah, not identical, but love they reference it. It's new enough to be different, and it totally makes sense. It totally can be crashed and totally have the things totally in the ground. Yeah, don't think about it. It's fine. It's fine.
Very, well, it probably has like the ring ship, the Beagle, they fold up or something.
Your thoughts?
What the hell was I going to say?
Don't know. Your thoughts on the ship, Stuart?
Oh, yes. It's very much like the remastered ship we get in TOS, Journey to Babel, with the balls that do the thing. And it was great to see to have that tie into TOS. And this does, again, feel very grounded in the 1960s TOS look and design that they would go with. Let's just put lights on it, have them move maybe. It's a science vessel. Do Orions have science vessels, Mr. Boimler? Yes. Yes, they do. I'm pretty sure it's a science vessel.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a ship that does science, you know?
So, yeah, it was great to see. And then to have it show up again in Lower Decks as well. At least the same style. Not necessarily the ship, but you know what I mean.
Similar style, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it definitely feels like the 1960s vibe, 100%. So I love that they did this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we sung its praise at the time. I think we're definitely finding this in this live. Lots of ships, lots of varied ships, and a lot more respect to what came before.
Respect.
And it's important. It really is. This is a really strong example of, yeah, we can't do the old anymore, but we'll take the past reference, make it a bit crazy and fun and silly, but I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
and it does fit, and it looks nice. It's crazy, but it's nice, and it works well. And the fact that if you've seen TOS remastered, because there ain't other Orion ships, right? Enterprise is so different. If you've seen that, you know this is at a moment's notice. I'm hoping, I assume it's not meant to be an identical one for one. This isn't a retcon, it's an alt, it's a variant, it's a new. So in that sense, no, it's great. I think it's really cool. I would give this an A for creativity and faithfulness. I think this is a really strong thing.
Mm-hmm. We'll get no argument from me, for once.
Yeah, I hope we see more. I mean, gosh, oh my god. Imagine if we'd seen, you know, a Gorn ship that was the remastered one, just a bit updated. And I guess more glowies. That's what this would have been. Right? Absolutely. It annoys me no end that this example of they did it right. And last example of they did it wrong.
Well, it still leaves a little sliver of hope that the Gorn we're seeing are not truly the Gorn.
Yes. I will give in to your optimism.
Thank you. Optimism, Captain. Let's see. Classic for real, $5.
Oh dear.
Everyone vote love the lives. Generally the highlight of my day. P.S.
Oh, thank you.
Pump up the rainforest ship. Pump up the rainforest ship. I mean Peregrine. Sequir or whatever. Connie, but different.
Sombra, yeah.
It's the Sombra, yeah. So I guess we got to bump that up because classic for us.
Because thine hath the power. Thine has the power.
But I get to put a little arrow on it to say this wasn't us. This was somebody else that was being stupid.
It's the protest vote graphic. Not really, but it's kind of. Yeah.
Come on, move. Why are you doing that?
But I mean, we got to commend the show that even the D's aren't D's because they're bad. They're just lazy. And if you take out the stupidity of reuse without any changes, then everything is C or above. That's really good. I don't know if we've had that. I think other shows have always had distinctly like that. I say that there's been no F's yet. We know the F's. Until we're given those, we can't talk about them. But yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Good. Glad you're here, Classic for real. And yes, I'm glad you're enjoying the lives. This makes us happy.
We enjoy you being at the lives.
Makes us feel like what we do matters to someone.
Certainly does help.
All right. Next up, not a band account, $5. Demote the fake USS Enterprise. The beautiful white Excelsior, straight nacelles, and sleek interior are all gone. What were they thinking? Almost JJ. Demote the fake Enterprise. Is that the Sombra class?
Yes.
Is that what he means? I think so. Okay. Good. I get to demote it back down to D. Sorry, Classic for real.
We tried.
He did. I'm going to even put a down arrow on it. No, I shouldn't because we originally put it there.
No, I think put one of each.
Really?
Yep.
It's in a constant battle.
You know, we all hated Ephraim and Dot so much. I haven't even got it on my drive. That's how much we didn't like it.
There we go.
Oy vey.
Classic for real, $5. Undo, not a band accounts vote. All right. Let's go back up with the arrows still to show the struggle that's happening.
Yes, we do like you guys fighting amongst yourselves. So I'm going to throw in this version. This is not the one from Lower Decks. This is from Ephraim and Dot, as I hinted at a second ago. This is the still from the other thing.
Ooh,
which if you
the best
recall,
thing out of that.
which if you recall, this is the one that you were not available for either live, and I ranted, like properly ranted for like 30 minutes because I was so mad. And it was really unusual. I just had nothing. I had a constant tire. I just felt so confident to be negative because it was just so bad. I don't ever do that. So it was I have strong memories of that one. this is technically a Discovery episode, but I want to throw this in because we can look at the other version in a second. But yeah, your thoughts on this, the animated F and dot versions of the Discovery version of the Strange World Enterprise?
Instantly looks better. It's got the right sheen to it. It feels more TOS. You can't tell from this angle all the issues that it's got, really. And I like the grid lines on it. I think that looks good.
Oh yeah, the grid lines do change the feel a lot in this. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's plated and paneled. It just feels like clean. Feels a little too motion picture-y with the way the lines are on it, but still, I think it looks better than the one that's already in S. So, yeah. The fucking short was so many things wrong with that.
They just didn't give a shit. If you recall, on the ship, the source of registries on the side.
Yeah. Yep. I know.
And it's the Enterprise A that blew up at Star Trek 3, not the. It's like.
And Khan in sickbay with a window. There's no windows in sickbay. Sorry.
It's just pissing on Star Trek fans.
Sickbay's in the middle of the saucer, literally. Anyway, so this is gonna get an S, even though it's in a shit piece of media.
So the only thing I'll say about it is that it's plasticky looking.
Yes.
But that's the animation style, right? It does not feel detailed. It feels more like a plasticky thing. So I think detail-wise, it feels worse, but it's clean. And actually, they've removed the inner grills, like the glow, which I hadn't even factored. Yeah, sure. I mean, it definitely has a Smithsonian feel, the original repaint with the really harsh panel lines. Like, that is not the Strange World Enterprise at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitionally, if you want to put it there, yeah.
As far as ships go, it looks great. So,
but we do
that's the best thing out of that short. So,
but we do want to look at the Gorn ships. Let us know. But here is we've got 10 minutes left. I'd love to do the 2 more Gorn as well. But yes, you could buy the strip while I fix it. Here is a Strange New Worlds Lower Decks Enterprise. As odd as that is a sentence.
I'm going to say the same thing. It looks infinitely better. I don't think it's quite white. It seems more like a light gray. But it does feel cleaner. It does look more TOS in its overall appearance, especially around that planet. I think you can see the squattiness of it, unfortunately, but it's not too noticeable. Most people wouldn't catch that, let's be honest. So, yeah, I think it's infinitely better.
And interestingly, it looks, you could argue, that's straight struts. Because they don't look backswept at its angle.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I think it would look different if you did forward, if they were flat. It would just change the perspective slightly. But it does, I hadn't thought that, but it does just change the vibe. Which is interesting.
Yeah. It's another S.
Yeah, I mean, this one benefits from having no bridge window, as in no light. That helps. Basards are really chill on this, which is quite nice. Yeah. You can't see blue glow, which is fine. The lower dome and top dome are a bit too bright, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I mean, it's really gentle, right? Really, really gentle. But good. Yeah, I think happy to give it an S because it's the cleanest version. And I at some point, and we will do it, we'll take the Star Trek Online version of the Strange World Enterprise, add some Connie textures and see how it looks. I've threatened that before. Everything's interchangeable. It will be interesting to see the design language, but literally materials of a TOS.
Well, I'd like to welcome Ulna Enos to the rank of Admiral. That's Ozzy's mom, so thank you.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Those do help a ton.
Yes, channel memberships are a big deal. So if you can think about maybe even $5 a month would be fantastic.
Yeah, we do regular content for you every week for fun. It's all free, but if you want to support, then we do encourage, and super chatting as you guys do. Just we love the interactivity. We bounce off you guys the curveballs, the silly ideas, the good ideas, no band accounts ideas.
I was going to say the bad ideas, but you beat me to it.
Okay. I didn't say it's bad. There you go. There you go. And you all know each other, which is great, despite not knowing what any of you look like. But I have my own ideas, but they're not based on anything, which I think is kind of funny.
Yeah, I know. I do the same thing, and then I meet them, and it's totally different. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, you're shorter an American. Oh yeah. That's often the case. Yeah.
Gestrel 1980 throws in $5. Gorn ships. Well,
We got one.
we got one. Yeah.
So do the fighter then, because it's in it more. Oh, well, or battleship.
No, we'll do this one. We need an F.
So, Stuart, what do you think of the Gorn battleship or mothership? I believe it's called mothership.
I have no idea. I can't see it. Tell me I'm wrong.
And that's the best shot of it. Like there's out there. I'll do a Brighton version. So this is when the probe is scanning. They're doing like only Gorn ships, they do in-person communication. It's like right, sure.
Yeah. There's some definite weird geometry things going on with the Gorn ships, and it's giving me like V'ger vibes with the coloring. It's kind of got that inner glow going on. Are you sure this is the best shot? I mean, I think we had seen. I don't know. It's fine.
It's the most full shot of the ship, and the closest. So everything's variable, right?
It's a bit crap.
Hey, that's my quote. And there's a slight brighter one if you want a slight brighter one.
And there's this other little Gorny ship there
So
too.
we're not looking at it yet, but we can.
This one's slightly brighter, you say?
Yeah, the nebula's hiding a lot of detail.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah. I mean, it looks like the space engineer from Prometheus, like vibe. I don't understand it. It looks like a combination of that ship and the Space Above and Beyond, which I've never seen, but that ship. It's super alien. It's kind of boring. Could I see giant space lizards making it? I don't know. I mean, they're either they're vibing, they're not confident with it, therefore it's always in the shadow, always, or they're letting it be that Jaws effect, you know? It's the villain ship. Oh, we'll see them later. Oh, it's like, okay.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see it in the first episode of season 3.
I assume so, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I like about it, which is rare. I wouldn't say there's anything I dislike about it, because it's so different. Right? Like, it's not... you can't relate it to anything in Trek. But there's nothing I like about it. Even the shape is like, I don't understand.
It's an F.
It's an F. Yeah. I'm sorry. But am I sorry? Yeah,
If
kind
you're the designer of the ship watching this, I apologize, but what were you thinking? Like, let us know. Talk to us.
I mean, you were thinking I got paid money. I was told to design this, and now I know no one's pinned for this, and I don't think it's canon. As in, I know it's not canon, but this is I think that's probably our last one. I just want to jump in. So this is from Star Trek Fleet Command as well, but only as much as this says this is the eviscerator, which is the same as the other one, but it's not the same design clearly. But it's in a random website. I don't know where it's from, but it's a nice render. But I want to say, this to me is a much better Gorn ship.
Well, maybe that's what the other one looks like. We just never see it.
Which one?
The one we just put in F. Because this one kind of has
it's
that.
got... No, okay. It's got other angles. I know sort of roughly what it looks like. I mean, here is a... I don't want to show this necessarily, but here's the VFX shape breakdown in a thumbnail, which shows you what the ship looks like. That's what the Gorn ship looks like. Yeah, that's the mothership.
Ew.
Yeah. And that's sort of scales and stuff. Yeah, so no.
Nasty.
Anyway, so this ship is obviously similar to the other Gorn ship, but this to me feels more appropriate because it feels more like outstretched with a tail. Like this, and it's not that much different to the fighter, but I think it works much better.
And the fighter is right here.
Yeah. Which you can say very similar, but at the same time, they're not. And it's so interesting. So I think if this actually made it in the game, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It's so... But it just works better for me. It has a just cohesive feel.
Yeah. Well, these wouldn't get Fs because there's design going on. There's...
Is it Gorn? Yeah. But the tail helps. The tail really, really helps.
They feel more Zindi insectoid.
More
like,
so.
Yeah.
Because the way the current one looks, it has snub nose like pods, which just feel like pods. This they feel like claws, teeth, and out. Like the difference is just so simple, but it's so striking.
Yeah. The arrows are there. I just had to move them to the back, so they went literally to the back.
Yeah. We've got 1 minute left, guys. Those two are obviously my fan ads. So yeah. Overall thoughts, Stuart, on the rankings?
I'm fairly happy with them. Yeah, I don't think there's much I would change. It's definitely a few ships I didn't quite remember, so that's good.
Fair.
I mean, it could be bad. I don't know. Like that drop ship, I'd forgotten about that.
It's in 2 shots.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I think it's it shows a lot of diversity that I don't know if you necessarily appreciate, but also very safe. But also that's okay because it's an era with limitations. Like people don't necessarily go as the most radical, like weird ones.
Yeah. And Dan B says, "Oh God, flying the ship in STO, it spins like crazy, and it flies. As it flies, it's slightly off center, so it doesn't spin around the center of the screen. Things should come with a nausea warning." With the Gorn fighter.
Yeah. Joy.
All right. Well, let's end this poll. We have 40
Yes.
votes. Did you guys enjoy these live show breakdowns where we do the characters and the ships? Is basically the question.
Yes.
Well, 62% loved the lives. Great series.
Thank you.
32% good. Enjoyed the lives well.
Okay.
5% they've been okay-ish. I've watched, but no one 0% said they didn't enjoy them. So.
And you know how rare 0% is.
Yep, that's why I locked it in.
Okay.
Before
Nice.
somebody had a chance to jump on and just hit it.
Now, it did occur to me the other day that it's probably worth doing, if you guys agree, maybe best and worst episodes of any given show.
I was going to say per season gives us more lives. Best
That's
best
true.
episodes of season 1 of TNG.
Actually,
That'd be a lot easier to keep track of.
No, you're right, actually. And there's definitely going to be a debate. It just does mean there's only 22 super chats we can get per live.
Yes, unless people want to slide things around on the chart.
True. No, that'd be interesting, actually, yeah. Because
we could have one best episodes of season 1 of TNG, and then next day have the worst episodes of season 1 of TNG.
But that wouldn't work. It's not enough episodes for that, though. Could we fit 22 on a chart? Possibly.
Yeah, I think so.
So it could be the best of a season and hope we get everything to kind of skew it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right. That would be more interesting per season. Because then the chart would be, there is a variance of like, well, what is TNG season 1's best? There is a, I like that better. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
We'll figure it out. And
Yeah.
we'll get back to you guys with what we have coming up. So there will be a live tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be yet.
Indeed.
But join us again tomorrow.
Yes.
And thank you all for joining us today.
Yes.
We appreciate you. I have not got cut off yet, so that's good.
Yes.
Internet-wise.
You can say bye today. Guys, we're so lucky to have presents.
I felt in my soul unfinished, like I needed to say goodbye.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It bothered me for like 3 hours afterwards, and then I kind of just let it go.
Well, he loves you all so much, you know.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. All right, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. And
Yes.
until then, he is Commander Cocking.
He's Captain Foley.
Bye, guys.